All right, I got a package from KillerB, and I know it's a new coupler for the Garrett 3076 turbo I'm going to be running on my motor build for my WRX, and one of their adapters so I can run my DeFi oil temperature sensor, but I have no idea why the package is this big. So let's do an unboxing here and see what we got. I have not opened this up yet, so no idea what's in here. Let's see what we have in here. This box is a little bit too big for parts I needed. There's the adapter for the turbo inlet to the new Garrett 3076 I'm going to be running. All right. Couple boxes here. This is not, oh my God. I already know what it is. No way. No way. Oh man, she's heavy. Hold on. I know what it is. How? It's not even been released yet. No way. I've known these guys since the day they started their business, and they've always been to me like family. I call them family. Always give them hugs. And I talk to them for a lot of things that, you know, ideas. They've always been there with their quality of all their parts, and holy crap, look at that. That is CNC machined. Oh, and it has the boss so that you can do the intake air temperature. This is KillerB's not even released yet. Top mount intercooler. I know it'll fit 02 to 07. Subaru WRX STIs. I think you might need to use on the 02s. I know when I was talking with Chris that might have to use a newer style mount, top mount intercooler mount from Subaru, I think from one of the newer gen Subarus. Wow. Look at that. Look at the welds. This is my finger right here. Look at the welds on that. Unbelievable. Holy shit. Look at that. That's CNC billet end tanks. I think their production model, I think they're doing cast. Oh my God. It's definitely heavy. It's definitely very high, very, very, very high quality. I have not opened this box, obviously. I did not know what was in this. The only thing I knew, it was 23 pounds when it was coming in. And I definitely knew something else was in the box other than the adapter for the temp sensor and the turbo inlet coupler. Wow. Just look at the quality. Look at that. I'm definitely going speed density, so that's where the intake air temperature sensor is going to be. A lot of times you tap and die the intake manifold, but the best spot is on the top mount intercooler. And since I'm not running a front mount intercooler, you always want to do it on your top mount intercooler. Let me just, for comparison's sake, let me show you a stock 2005 STI top mount. Look at that. What a difference. You can tell thickness wise. Unbelievable. Now you can see theirs. Now through testing, they have tested all of the top performing top mount intercoolers for, you know, our Subarus, WRX STIs, 02 to 07. I don't know, I'm assuming it will fit also possibly 08 up. And this has outperformed after a couple designs changes that they had, those top mount intercoolers. So this is the new king. Look at the I'm just blown away at the quality, because a lot of times, you know, you get cast end tanks, and they did not tell me they were sending me this. I did not know. This is a real honor, honestly. Real honor to have this. Jeez. Let's see what else is in these boxes here. See? That's a temperature sensor adapter I needed. I don't know what this is. Oh, half NPT to 1/8 NPT. So it looks like on theirs, what you're gonna do is you're gonna reutilize the casted piece that easily comes off, which I'm not gonna put on like that. This is gonna be powder coated. I already have a coupler here. Now this is not their final production. I'm assuming their final production unit will possibly come with the bottom connector, the Y pipe, and a coupler, and possibly a throttle body coupler. But man, I'm gonna see if I can get some of this put together and put it on the motor and then try to show you what that looks like. Wow. More to come. Unbelievable. All right. I got it mocked up right now. Now, this is my motor so far. And keep in mind, these brackets here are from a 2002 Bug-Eye, 2002 WRX. So you're able to turn these around a little bit which helps line up this mount. That's for my tile blow-off valve, and there's where your speed density setup will be for the intake air temperature. Throttle body coupler lines up perfectly. All right, this is the 05 STI Y pipe from my stock 05 intercooler from my other car, my STI. Seems like you can maybe run another sensor over here too if you wanted. So this fits. Now, this is a 2002 WRX, remember, came off of this old engine here, 270,000 miles, so. This was for that car. You are about, I'd say roughly at least 2 inches or so, maybe 2.5 off. So I am thinking that you can get a newer style bracket from Subaru, which I believe is longer, and it should line up perfectly. And that will work. If not, I do have the means to fab up an extension on here, but I think the newer bracket is long enough where it will bolt up to that right there. I do have a custom venting system here. Since I'm not using the stock lines, I do have to lower this bottom hose down here a bit more so that this is snugged down, so that this pipe, that coupler that goes at a 90 degrees to the turbo, which will be here, can line up. But you can see the clearances, even with the wrong bracket for me. Everything is perfect, honestly. Look at that. No issues. That bolt's snugged up right there. Let's go around. Yeah, this is something I custom made, but not having the right coupler for me, plus the intercooler, I knew I was going to be changing that out. Let's see over here. That's got clearance. Perfect. Look at that. I like it because it actually breaks up all this black powder coating I did. The whole engine just, oh my God. It's getting there, guys, it's getting there. After a year, slowly working on this motor, saving up money, powder coating stuff, refurbishing old parts, figuring out what kind of parts work and don't. Like, for example, this belt. This is the belt you really want to get. Here's the part number from Gates. You need this if you plan on running a fluid dampener or the ATI super dampener that I have here, because they are a little bit thicker here. And because of that, stock Gates belts that I had was too tight and you couldn't get it around. You can get it over one here or over here, but you couldn't get it around both. So again, take a screenshot. That's the belt you need right there. Been working on my wiring system here, and it's really coming together. I cannot wait. I have the AEM wideband ordered with the wiring harness from iWire. And after that, and the turbo with the tile blow-off valve, I just need an ACT clutch and flywheel, and we're back in business. You can see the fuel pressure regulator I did. Got all this from IEG. I used their hose line, fuel line kit, sorry. And I had to formulate what kind of bends would work because of the way my setup is on the 02 WRX. I'll show you. I have a fuel filter from Radian right here. And the fuel pressure regulator mounts all the way down. There's a bolt hole down there, and it does not work at all on the 02. I think 06, 07, that hole is about 2 inches up lower, sorry. So mine's too high where the fuel pressure regulator will just sit way too high and obviously hit the hood. So because I have that fuel filter there and the holes in the wrong spot for the bracket, that's why I did this custom setup. It was actually not that hard. I cut a little template out with cardboard, marked the holes, cut the piece of aluminum out, powder coated it, and then the hardest part was figuring out what kind of bends I needed to make to have perfect clearance, as you can see. And this is why once you start a hobby and you're messing around with you know, your setup, you're thankful you have other hobbies like 3D printing. And I 3D printed an angle meter so I can know if the hose is sitting this way and I have to go 90 degrees, obviously. That's at 90 degrees. If I need it to go 160, so needed to come out and around to 160 degrees. I know that's where I have to get a fitting for that. And that's what I did with this. I sat there probably a dozen times measuring the same routing angles and got this figured out. These are also really great. IG provided, I think, 1 or 2 in their hose kit. And I got more for the Dash 6 lines. And you can see, once you get this tightened up, you can manipulate the hoses. If you have 2 running with each other, you can twist them and then tighten these little clamps down, and it will hold it in that perfect orientation, as you can see. Look at that. So that's what I started using on those. So that was really cool. I didn't even know they made those. So it's getting there. I say about hopefully another month putting this all together, she'll be ready to drop in. And then the tune, was planning on going with the Cobb access port, but if you don't know, they are changing their tuning characteristics on the access port. So anything emissions related or anything like that will be not being able to turn off the check engine lights. And you know, this is an old car. This is going to be getting historic plates eventually. You know, it's a 2002, it's 20 years old. The parts on this engine that make it run correctly and everything, especially with speed density, I'm going to be changing my methods now for tuning and going open source. So that's the plan for that. And that's what we used to do back in the old days with, you know, 2002, 2003 even into the 04, 05s until the Cobb Access Port version 1 came out, and that was just, you know, plug and play, and it was like a little Game Boy, and you just switch maps. This open source, you'll just need a, you'll basically just need a Tactrix cable, and a laptop. It's just a little bit different, but adapting, that's what we do, right? We adapt. So this is it. I am so impressed and honored. KillerB Motorsports, thank you. You got me. I did not expect this. I thought it was just gonna be this coupler for my turbo, and then this beautiful piece of artwork came in. From the bottom of my heart, guys, I thank you all. This is an awesome hobby. This is what we're all here about. And KillerB Motorsports, I've known you guys since all the way back in the first days, and honestly, bottom of my heart, thank you so much. This is unbelievable. I will guarantee this, I will test the crap out of this once it is getting tuned on the dyno, so it's really coming together. More to come. Like and subscribe and comment below, and if you have any questions on any of your builds or need some advice or anything, just leave a comment. I'll do my best with my knowledge and experience since being in this hobby with Subaru since 2005, and I'll try to help you out. If I don't know, I'll try to find the answer, or maybe someone else on the channel might be able to help answer your questions too. This is what we do as a community. All right. Thanks again, and thank you again, KillerB Motorsports. This is unbelievable. See you later.